Welcome to the Technology of Film, or the Intro to Film Invention lecture. There's two videos that we would like you to watch. Those are the links. We will put those into the assignment. So just watch both of those. They're just interesting little kind of fast history of film in a small amount of time. So, film works because of something called persistence of vision. What is persistence of vision? It's the phenomenon of the eye by which an afterimage is thought to persist for approximately 1/25th of a second on the retina. So, technically, our brain keeps a small ghosted image after we've looked at something. That's how film works, because film is just a series of still frames with a black section in between, and when run through a camera or a video machine, it's actually flickering, and our brain isn't seeing that. So one of the first devices that took a picture was something called the camera obscura. It was actually invented by Leonardo in drawings, but it wasn't made until way after his time. The camera obscura is an optical device that projects an image of its surroundings on a screen. What happens is that there's a small hole in a dark box, and that box because the hole is a particular size, it then allows the image to come through and be projected on the back of the box. Camera obscuras are used or have been used for a long time. So this is a really good example of a camera obscura. This camera obscura is basically a box, and then they did put a modern lens into it. So you can see that shapes the light into the picture that's projected on the back of the box. There is an artist working with the camera obscura today. He actually uses rooms as camera obscuras. So these rooms are directly across from the images that are projected on the wall. So what he does is he strings up a large piece of plastic, and then he pokes a hole in it, and therefore the image in a dark room is then projected on the back wall. I have added a couple of videos about Abelardo Morell. Interesting, the camera obscura was created by Leonardo da Vinci in his notebooks in the 1500s. It was actually called the magic lantern. Many artists used it as basically a way to transfer images, especially during the Renaissance, because photography wasn't invented until 1826. Because of that, photography wasn't widely used until the 1860s. The zoetrope was a device that actually started out as a parlor toy. What it is it's a device that produces an illusion of motion from a rapid succession of static pictures. Here is a really good example of a zoetrope. What it is it's a cylinder with a bunch of slits cut in it. What you do is you actually put in your drawings on the inside, and then you look through the small slit, and while it turns, it gives you the illusion of motion. So one of the first images to be used in the zoetrope is some of these images by Edward Muybridge. This has to do with a bet that was between the governor of California, Leland Stanford, and kind of a local person at the time. He actually took the position that a horse took all 4 feet off the ground as it was running, and the other person said that it didn't happen. So Edward Muybridge set up a series of still cameras and took an image as it ran past, and therefore when they were put together, it gave the illusion of moving image. In 1879, Edward Muybridge created the Zoopraxiscope, which was basically a fancier version of the zoetrope. It used mirrors so that the person could see the images better when they looked through the slits. The Kinetiscope was invented by Thomas Edison's assistant, William K.L. Dixon, and was actually one of the first ways to view some of these still photographs or drawings in a series The unfortunate problem with it is that only one person could use it at a time. Taking Edison's previous invention and improving upon it, the Lumiere brothers are considered the last step in the motion picture invention with their cinematograph. It was actually able to shoot and project film. The film was actually invented by George Eastman. The Lumiere brothers went on to do many things with the first sets of films. Their most famous film is called The Train, which was, when projected, scared the audience into thinking that the train was coming through the screen. If you would like to watch The Train, that is out on video, and you would just have to follow the link above. So that's the basics of how film started or how film was invented. And there's many, many other people who were involved in this, but that's the beginnings.